Welcome everyone to another episode of WordPress and Coffee. How was everybody's weekend? I hope everybody... I know I did. Got a number of things done, including fixing the T. Jones Writes website that I've been working on the last couple of days here and there, playing around with that. I've finally gotten that done. Well, on the development, the development side of things, I haven't moved to the production. That's what I was planning on doing today. Was going to move what I've done to the production side and just do that on today's show. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the reason why all this came about. If anybody hadn't watched the last couple of shows, you may not be up on the story, but basically what it is, if you need the details, you can go back a couple of days. But a quick overview is I had a website, and it was a WordPress site. It had a theme. I picked out a theme, and I made some small changes to the CSS, changed some colors up around. Nothing really major, just little minor things. Anyway, I made the changes, and I just put it on the CSS file. This is when I was much newer to WordPress, and anyway, I did this, and not really realizing that when an update came along, if I was to do an update, it would overwrite the CSS and it would revert back. Some of the colors and modifications that I'd made would change. So now that I know a little bit better, a little bit smarter in the WordPress community, in the WordPress part of my brain now, now I know what I should have done, and that's created a child theme and then made my modifications there, and then everything would have been hunky-dory. When I did the updates, it wouldn't actually up or changed necessarily any of the code that I had modified, the CSS. Anyway, let's get to our browser, get on with today's show, and I'll show you where I'm at and what I'm doing here. Let's move over to the Cam browser. Okay, we are now in the Cam browser. So this is the website. This is the actual live site, and the development site is here. It's pretty much the same. I went through and made sure all my colors were the same, everything looked the same. So I'd made the modifications, as well as I'll show you what I did here. Was I'm going to go to the dashboard here. And the first thing that I did was I added a plugin, an add-on, not a plugin. So if I go to install plugins, I added this child theme configurator, and I used that to make a child theme of the theme that was going to be updated, or that I did update, and I saw the changes, and then I looked at the current site versus the development site, and I could look at them back and forth and say, okay, this color needs to change, this needs to change, we need to add a little bit of drop shadow, and I got all that fixed. It all looks pretty much the same. But what I did was I got this plugin, Child Theme Configurator, and I downloaded that and created a sub theme, and then I made the changes over there. So I made I got the sites both matching, and everything looks great. So what I'm going to do now is I want to move the changes that I made over to the live site, because they're pretty much the same. Everything looks the same if you look at them here. This is the development side, and this is the actual site. Pretty much everything is the same. The only difference that I see is I don't have a shadow here on the development site, so I forgot that shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and change that real quick, because this will kind of give you guys an idea of exactly what I did. Let me get to my different view here so you can see everything here. Alright. Now, what I did was, see, this is different here. Here there's no shadow, and there is a slight drop shadow. So I just right clicked and I inspect the element, and this brought up my terminal here where I can see all the code, and it looks like my drop shadow is right here, text shadow. So this is the change. So what all I do is I just take this class and copy it off the live site. That's this one with the drop shadow. Then we're going to go over to our development site where we are currently logged in, and we're going to go to the dashboard. And what we'll do is we'll get into the appearance here, and we'll go to the editor, and that way we can modify the CSS sheet. And let me see, what was this? This was it's a class entry headline. Okay, so it's a class and it's entry headline, so I'm going to put that right about here. And that basically just pasted that in, so this one will overwrite that one since it's in the child theme. So I'm going to update the file here. And then now if we go back to visit the site, on the development site, we can see here, if I do a refresh. Come on. Okay, yeah. So we're in the development site, and I just did a refresh, and you can see there is now a shadow. So these two look exactly the same now. So pretty much everything looks the same. As you can see on the live site, she's actually made a post. And this one, I had grabbed this and copied it over before then. So she's made a post since then. So I definitely want to make sure that the databases don't get changed over, because then I'll just erase everything she did, the latest post. So, which I'm not going to do database stuff anyway. All this is just the style sheets. So now if we go back over here to the okay, so now we're going to go back to the actual website. I'm going to log in here. So let me log into this one in the administrator side. Okay, let's get y'all back on the screen. Okay, so I should have y'all back on the screen now. Let me see real quick. Yeah, okay. All right, so now I'm logged in on the dashboard on the live site as well as the development site. You can see here I have updates, and on the development site, let's go to the dashboard here. You can say that there is no updates, everything is hunky-dory. So the development site is now 100% ready to go, and now I just need to get this one updated. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go and download the child configurator. So on this website you can see I do not have that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add a new plugin, and it's going to be child theme. Whoops. This is how I did the search to find it, I believe. Uh-oh, that is totally wrong. It's child theme, buddy. There we go. This looks better. Okay, so this is the one I used, or am using, so I'm just going to install this one, and I am installing it on the live site. Install now. Okay, so now it's installed. I'm going to go ahead and activate it. And one thing I'm going to do here, see here. Okay, so now that I have that theme activated and everything like that, that's the child theme configurator. I'm going to go ahead and create a child theme on this side. So if I go to child themes, okay. Tools, child themes. Oh, lost my train of thought there. Okay, so I'm going to create a new child theme, and it's going to be off the Leather Diary. So I've already done this on the development side, so I know there's no problems, no issues in doing this. I'll just basically do exactly what I did over there. So I'm going to analyze it. And I did that, and I'm going to leave it that name. I'm just going to use the primary style sheet. I'll leave that the same. This is all the same. That's fine, that's fine. I do want to do this, and this basically will copy over any widgets you put in certain places or anything like that. It will save that too. And it's okay if I just leave it, I'm just going to leave all this the same. I'm not going to change anything there. That's fine. I don't really worry about it. And then I'm going to say create new child theme. So now that I have that going and working, the child theme should be working. And as you can see here, yeah, that is working. Everything is working now. Okay, so I got that done, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to here, which is my development side, and then I'm going to go into Appearance Editor, and this is that into that style sheet where I added the styles, and I'm just going to select all. Come on. And I'm going to copy all this out of here. These are the changes that were made to the website. It really wasn't too many. It wasn't that big a deal. It took me about 30 minutes, but still, that was 30 minutes I had to spend fixing the problem, where if I would have realized it at the time, I would have, done it correctly, made the child style sheet or the child theme, and then made the changes there. So any future updates from the parent theme wouldn't affect the child, or it wouldn't affect the little changes that I had made. So anyway, I copied all that, and now I'm going to go back over to the child theme configurator, and then I'm going to go to themes, because now I need to change over to the new theme that I just created, the child theme, which is this leather diary child theme. I'm going to activate that, and then it says there's a new version available, but I'm not going to do that yet, not until I have gotten my style sheet copied over. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into editor, and this is the editor with the information. So I'm going to, it's blank here, the CSS file, and I'm going to paste in from the development side all the CSS so nothing changes, and I'm going to update the file. So now everything should still look exactly the same on the live site, which it does. Everything is the same, nothing went crazy or anything like that. We're all set. So now I can do the update now that I have them copied over and saved. There's one issue here. There's no image. There is no image. There should be an image. And what that means is I need to get into the cPanel and copy over some of the images, because in the new style sheet there are a couple places where I called an image and it was related to that style sheet, so I had to copy the images over to that file. I hope that is understandable. Anyway, so if I look in my cPanel here, and then I go into the file manager, And this is my development site. I don't want to do that one. I want to go into my actual public site here, and it is right here. And then I'm going to go into WP content, into the themes file, and then basically what I'm wanting to do is I want to copy over all the images from this folder and go up a level into the sub theme or the child theme that I just created. So I'm going to go into the leather child, and then I want to paste that images file here. I have already downloaded it, so let me see here. Let me upload the zip file that I downloaded. Select right here, open, let that get up there. Okay, so now we're currently there, and as you can see we have it here, and we're just going to extract the images here. So I'm just going to say extract. Close. And now if I need to refresh. Oops. Okay, now we have the images file there, so that should be fine. Now if we, this is on the development site, this is the live site, and there's no image, but if we refresh here, the image should pop up correctly. Yep, there it is. Okay, so that solved that problem, and also this dotted line wasn't there on the other before. I just noticed that. Once that image was replaced, it will now show up. So that's basically what we had to do there. So now we can basically go into the dashboard and look at the updates, and then I can update the leather. I'm just going to update the leather diary theme for now. Just make sure everything works out okay. Okay, we were updated successfully, so now that worked, and I know I'm okay, so now I can update this stuff here. And update themes. Get them updated real quick. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the update page. So now I just have one. I'll update that plugin real quick. I did it on the other site. Everything was fine, so we're good. And plus, I have done a backup of this, so if anything went wrong, I could do a I could back it up. So it's already been backed up, so I could restore the backup. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of today. It's been a long weekend. Let's see here. Okay, so that's all updated and everything looks good there. So we should pretty much be done now. If we look at the site, we can see everything looks the same. Everything is fine. It should look exactly like the. It should look exactly like the development side. Only difference is development side is missing a post, and that's the latest post the author has made onto her website. So that's pretty much it. I have solved that problem, got that working. Everything looks great. I don't see any issues or anything like that. If I just look at one of the book pages, everything looks fine here. Everything is copied over fine. Great. Okay, so that's pretty much what I ended up having to do to solve the problem with the update. Is And for a quick overview of what I did was I created a child. Well, I copied it all over to development server, and then on the development server I created a child theme. I moved the modifications of the CSS that I had made over by comparing the two, and then once that was done, then I just transferred it all over back over to the live site, so it would be seamless. There wouldn't be any weird changes or anything on the site. Anybody looking at the site live wouldn't have a clue that stuff was getting changed. Anyway, I believe that's all I'm going to talk about today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and like I said, this is a live stream that happens Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And well, everybody have a good Monday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.